Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan. Today we are going to talk about the 19th part, basically connected with the Formula Award, basically. So in this, basically in 18th part, we have already discussed about the what actually power is, basically. Power supply is basically. For example, I had taken one example also that seawater is not coming inside the city, basically. The reason is power supply, which is getting supplied to the near to the sea areas, basically, and sea areas are connected with the sea area power supply are directly connected with the power supply company and energy companies, basically we can say. And energy companies are directly connected with few set of nuclear companies and energy nuclear power companies. And then basically they are direct nuclear are connected. Nuclear companies are basically nuclear power companies are directly connected with the satellites, basically. So on the base of that satellites, basically this much power, basically the power supply are getting, basically. Otherwise, basically it's not possible to get the power supply, basically this much power, basically. When the reason, basically satellites basically can push the earth planet also. Any planet, basically if they want to push, they want to change the direction of the planet, but basically then also they can, the earth, the satellites can do. Normal, basically energy can't do it. It's basically required special energy, basically. And satellites also connected with the such special energies, basically. So here basically we are talking about the power supply, basically. How basically Earth planet has created their own power supply, basically. And here basically we are going to talk about something about Bollywood and Hollywood, basically. What actually Hollywood and Bollywood basically they are doing. For example, I will take one example. One big rich businessman, basically, very big person, basically. He basically, if he takes pen in his hand and write something in book also, that is also basically tracked by the set of satellite groups, and that are they basically sends the data to the Bollywood people, basically. That much powerful, basically he is, basically. So here basically I'm not talking about any person or anyone, but it's connected with one businessman. I just taken as an example. Reason, basically you want to know basically what Bollywood actually and Hollywood basically task are, basically, and up to the level, basically they are doing their task, basically. So basically 1%, everybody knows, basically, um, if human want to stay in this earth planet, he want 24 hours oxygen supply, basically. And 24 hours oxygen supply he basically gets on the base of foods which he is eating, and basically each and every objects which are basically near his place, basically. For example, he's staying in one room. In this room, basically what are the objects basically exist in that room? For example, plastic is there, iron is there, temples are there, and then fans are there. Fan basically gives power supply, basically. Then basically computers are there. Basically, computer are also connected with set of power supply, basically. So this all basically has are connected with this 24 hours oxygen, basically. So here basically 24 hours oxygen they get, right. Now basically here basically we are talking about what actually Bollywood task is, basically. So, for example, after 1 hour, he is going to get the power supply. He is going to get the oxygen of uh, after 1 hour. Basically, he is going to get oxygen of the foods he has eaten 3 days before. Basically, just taking as an example, what actually the Bollywood task is. So Bollywood group basically do the advertising that this person has eaten this, and this eaten things, basically whatever foods was basically created, that was basically created from this software company energy, basically. And that software company is that software energy, basically. And that software energy is connected with this big software company, basically. He's a big person, so basically he will be eating the foods also, basically of the costly foods. So basically costly food basically you can say it's connected with the big software companies only, because big software company basically charges too much to their software, basically. So like this, basically he's going to take the oxygen of this, basically, which basically this oxygen supply, and that oxygen supply is connected to it before connected with 3 days foods, basically he has eaten. So that food supply is converted to the blood cells, and then basically he is eating. Sorry, he is going to get this oxygen power supply after 1 hour, basically, 2 hour every day. So like this, basically, Bollywood do their advertising and take actually what Bollywood task is basically, and up to what level basically they checks each and everything. So basically they checked that after 2 hours basically he has got the oxygen, and after that basically due to some reason basically his oxygen supply was containing some error basically. So due to that software energy data basically which was created, that was got some error, and due to that error basically his some body parts some he got some disease, and in that disease basically he might get some body pain in hand basically. So basically here basically I want to say that each and every errors basically software companies each and every error of the oxygen which is getting supplied, that also is tracked by the Bollywood group, by the Hollywood group basically. So basically, Hollywood groups and Bollywood groups basically are connected with the set of oxygens and energies and power supply companies, which basically takes the data and converts the data into some set of stories. Basically, you can say, and that story basically might be in the form of serials, in the form of movies. Basically, few businessmen are so rich. Basically, they're basically whatever things has happened in 24 hours basically in a week basically whatever oxygen they have taken according to that whatever damage happened to them, whatever disease happened to them, and sometimes basically they get some magical power also, that also is possible. So like this basically each and every things are tracked of that particular businessman, and that sometimes basically if that is some he is getting some success from getting some powerful success basically, then basically his movies are also created of that entire story basically which type of oxygen was supplied, and company software company basically how they created this software and how that 24 hours oxygen was supplied by the software energy companies to supply that oxygen supply, which type of what data are they are taken. So each and every user story is basically we can say Bollywood groups converts to the movies and basically into the serials basically, and few people are basically into advertising industry. So few people budget are up to the advertising industry only. So there few businessmen people basically. Only businessmen people only basically Bollywood group takes. Normal people basically if they are eating foods also, then basically their Bollywood group does not care basically. Because it's some money na, basically. Everywhere basically it's connected with the money industry. Because Bollywood also say that we also want to survive. For that basically we also need money. So basically from where basically we can going to get the money only. So basically, only businessmen only we can give us money. Normal people, how basically normal people can give the money. So normal people things are not getting tracked because it's a normal person. The normal person, what he can get, what he can give to the Bollywood groups. So Bollywood group basically are tracking each and every businessman's in daily lives. Basically, they have to track basically because businessmen are connected with the cities, states, and countries, and the countries are if they are connected with the countries, that means it's each and every public basically. So each and every publics are they are connected with the each and every public, that means they are directly the businessman is connected with the directly with the company, directly with the country basically. So this connects to the country, that's why basically Bollywood group says that uh, there is no personal life of his basically. This also you can say basically, but this is only the fact basically whatever things I have told, each and everything basically I told that is fact really. So like this basically the businessman 24 hours oxygen supply basically has taken by him, and according to that oxygen supply his business, his blood cells also generated, and each blood cells gets generated in some nice manner really. Nice manner means if he gets some good ideas his brain related to the business basically. So basically if he's a businessman then basically he's going to get ideas according to the business only, and according to according to the foods also which he eats, that is also connected with the business ideas basically you can say. So whatever foods he eat, That is also goes basically connected with the business ideas which he's going to get after eating the food, basically you can say. So each and every things basically gets tracked. So here basically I want to tell, if I want to just tell this basically, that up to what level the power supply are connected basically. So here we have taken one example of the Bollywood and the businessman and the power supply which is getting power supply. But actually the power supply is set of energies, and that energy is created from the set of and software energies, and software energies are created from the set of software companies, and the set of software companies has created that few set of softwares basically. So in next part basically we are going to see little bit more about this is basically in 19 part, and in 20 part basically we are going to see little bit more about the formula word basically.